You know, sometimes the quietest people in the classroom carry the heaviest stories behind their smiles or sometimes the lack of them. Ena was one of those students. Back in school, she was shy, hesitant to speak up, and often found herself on the sidelines. Not because she lacked talent or ideas, but because the world seemed overwhelming and social connections didn't come easily to her. It wasn't always loneliness in the dramatic sense. Sometimes it was a gentle, silent isolation that leaves a person questioning their place in the world. Yet, even in those moments, Ena had something remarkable, an inner curiosity and a quiet determination that no one could immediately see. While others were loud in seeking approval, she was learning in her own way, reflecting and noticing patterns in the world that others missed. These formative years, although challenging, shaped a resilience that would later define her. What's fascinating about Ena's story is that she didn't try to become someone else. She didn't force herself to fit into the crowd or mimic others' confidence. Instead, she started small, practicing self-expression in little ways, cultivating hobbies that brought her joy, and gradually stepping out of her comfort zone. You see, development is rarely linear. It's a process filled with trial and error, with setbacks that teach patience and self-compassion. Ena's early struggles weren't failures, they were lessons, training her to navigate the complex landscape of human interaction and self-awareness. Psychologically, her journey resonates with many who've ever felt overlooked. It's a gentle reminder that introversion or initial shyness isn't a limitation, it's a different starting point. Ena's quiet beginnings were the soil from which her confidence would eventually bloom. Ena's classmates, busy with their own lives and egos, may not have noticed her development at the time, but the seeds of her future success were already being planted. So even at this early stage of her journey, there's inspiration in Ena's story. Every quiet choice she made, every small step to engage, learn, or improve was a deliberate act toward a brighter, more confident future. And this is what makes her story truly relatable. It's not about magic or sudden luck. It's about consistent, thoughtful effort, guided by self-awareness and hope. For anyone watching this, respect your own pace. Growth is a personal journey, not a competition. The shy girl in the back of the classroom might just be learning lessons that no one else sees, preparing herself to shine when the moment is right. As Ena entered her late teens, she embraced growth beyond comfort zones, joining clubs, volunteering, and pursuing passions. Through reflection, patience, and empathy, she built quiet confidence and meaningful connections. Her journey shows that consistent self-improvement, not external approval, transforms challenges into resilience and inspires both personal fulfillment and others around her. After years of quietly building herself from the inside out, Ena reached a turning point, the class reunion. For many, a reunion is simply a gathering of faces from the past, a casual exchange of memories. But for Ena, it represented something deeper, a moment where her growth, resilience, and self-discovery would be reflected back through the eyes of those who once overlooked her. The anticipation was both exciting and nerve-wracking. She knew she had changed, but would others recognize the maturity and confidence she had cultivated over the years? Ena's presence was calm, yet commanding. She didn't need to speak loudly or seek attention. Her poise and warmth naturally drew others toward her. Ena's classmates noticed this immediately, and it sparked a ripple of admiration. But more importantly, Ena felt an inner validation that had nothing to do with external recognition. She understood that her transformation was meaningful because of the journey itself, not because of the applause it might receive. Yet, this reunion wasn't without moments of drama. Some classmates who had once overlooked or underestimated her seemed taken aback, unsure how to interact with the confident, mature person standing before them. It could have been awkward or discouraging, but Ena approached these encounters with empathy and grace. She recognized that their reactions reflected their own assumptions and experiences, not her worth. During conversations, Ena shared her experiences, her challenges, her passions, and her gradual path to self-confidence. Listeners were captivated, not because she had become someone extraordinary in a superficial sense, but because her journey was authentic and relatable. Inspiring stories resonate when they highlight resilience, constructive action, and practical strategies that anyone can apply in their own life. Ena's narrative provided just that. Friends and classmates who had once been part of the world where Ena felt invisible began to see her in a new light, not just as a person who had changed, but as someone who had intentionally crafted her path through consistent effort and self-reflection. Respect and admiration were no longer superficial reactions. They were a recognition of the hard work and intentionality behind her transformation. External validation is meaningful when it aligns with internal growth, rather than when it is sought as a measure of worth. What makes the stage of Ena's story so inspiring is the balance she maintains between confidence and humility. She didn't let past struggles fuel resentment or superiority. Instead, she used them as reminders of where she began and how far she had come. True empowerment comes not from competing with others, but from understanding and nurturing your own development. It's a constructive and motivating example of how challenges and setbacks can become the foundation for meaningful achievement. Ena's story began to inspire those around her. Classmates were encouraged to reflect on their own journeys, to consider the steps they could take to grow and develop. This demonstrates an educational point that is often overlooked. Personal transformation isn't just about individual success. It has the potential to create a ripple effect, motivating others to embrace self-improvement and emotional growth. Ena's calm yet confident demeanor, combined with her authentic story, turned a simple gathering into an educational and inspirational moment for everyone present. Ena experienced a profound sense of fulfillment, not because of attention or accolades, but because she had lived intentionally, grown steadily, and maintained her integrity along the way. The dramatic tension of the reunion, the uncertainty, the reactions of others, the personal reflections culminated in a quiet victory. Ena had not only been seen, but she had also inspired recognition rooted in respect and understanding. This emphasizes the lasting impact of inner growth and the power of authentic self-expression, teaching a lesson that resonates far beyond the walls of any classroom or reunion hall. The reunion, Ena had time to reflect on her journey, and the lessons became clear, not just for her, but for anyone willing to listen. The transformation she experienced wasn't about impressing others or achieving sudden fame. It was about consistent effort, self-awareness, and the courage to embrace growth. She realized that every small step she had taken, every moment of self-reflection, every effort to connect with others, every challenge faced with patience, had shaped the person she had become. One of the most important insights from Ena's story is the value of self-confidence grounded in authenticity. Ena didn't need to be the loudest or the most popular. She needed to be herself. Throughout her journey, she observed, reflected, and considered the perspectives of others without letting them define her self-worth. She treated interactions, whether challenging or supportive, as opportunities to learn and grow. By committing to her own development, Ena not only changed her own life, but also inspired those around her. Her classmates, who once underestimated her, began to see the value of patience, reflection, and dedication. Constructive actions and consistent effort can have a lasting impact beyond oneself. Every small step toward improvement can encourage others to explore their own potential. Growth is contagious when modeled authentically and with integrity. Ena's story reminds us of the importance of patience and resilience. Life's challenges and setbacks are inevitable, but they are also opportunities. Each difficulty she faced was not a barrier, but a stepping stone, allowing her to cultivate the skills, confidence, and emotional strength necessary for long-term fulfillment. Challenges are not obstacles to avoid, but experiences to embrace, analyze, and learn from. Ena's journey is more than a story of transformation. It is a blueprint for intentional living. She demonstrates that personal development is a lifelong process, guided by self-reflection, authenticity, empathy, and perseverance. For anyone watching, embrace your journey, take consistent steps toward growth, and celebrate progress along the way. True fulfillment and recognition come not from external validation, but from the conscious effort to become the best version of yourself. Her story leaves us with a simple yet profound reminder. No matter where you start, meaningful change is possible when guided by intention, patience, and self-belief. By focusing on constructive growth and embracing every opportunity to learn, anyone can evolve into a version of themselves that inspires respect, admiration, and most importantly, self-pride. Ena's journey is a testament to the power of resilience, thoughtful action, and the quiet courage that transforms lives. Looking back at Ena's journey, from a quiet, shy girl sitting at the back of the classroom to a confident, self-assured adult inspiring admiration, Ena's path shows us that growth is a process, not a destination. Every small choice she made, every challenge she faced, and every step outside her comfort zone contributed to the person she became. This teaches a vital lesson. Real change is built on dedication, self-reflection, and resilience. Progress doesn't always happen overnight, and setbacks are not failures. They are opportunities to learn and adapt. Ena's confidence was rooted in being true to herself, not in seeking approval from others. Embrace your journey with patience, authenticity, and self-belief. Ena's story isn't just about her, it's about what we can all achieve when we commit to learning, growing, and becoming our best selves. Remember, every small effort counts, every choice matters, and the journey you take today shapes the person you'll become tomorrow. Let her story inspire you to take those first steps toward your own meaningful transformation.